How Kawhi Leonard signing, Paul George trade created real rivalry in Los Angeles. There's a real rivalry between the Lakers and Clippers now. The Lakers were incredibly confident internally that they would be the new home of. They had the history. What the Clippers had was both his interest in playing for them and inside information Leonard wanted to play with, and George wanted out in Oklahoma City. It gave the Clippers. It's now LeBron James and Anthony Davis versus Kawhi Leonard, and Leonard was always an enigma who teams could not predict, but it was the trade for George that blindsided the Lakers and everyone else in the NBA. Rival NBA teams have been aware of the discontent of Oklahoma City's two stars Paul George and Russell Westbrook, leak sources tell. Leonard pushed the Shams Charania at Shams Charania. The rumors of some tension between Westbrook and George after just 2 seasons had bubbled up a little around the league in recent days, reminiscent to a degree of the things said about the Ann Westbrook relationship, but it seemed more smoke than substance. George sat down with Leonard in Los Angeles this week, before Leonard met with any teams and they hatched this plan. How much ultimate? There's a lot to parse through, but the main thing is this was a blindside to most everyone involved, and after George made his request in the last few days, the Thunder saw this as their best move forward, rather than spend a season with a disgruntled star. Royce Young at Royce Young. This was the same Paul George that a few years ago was forcing his way out of Indiana and had his people telling every suitor that would listen not to sign him because he would head to the Lakers as a free agent in a year. In large part, however, George soured some on the relationship. How much is up for debate, but if he were completely happy, he wouldn't have asked out. How much the Clippers gave up a ton to get George, but to them it was worth it, because it is really getting 2 stars. Leonard would not be a Clipper either without this trade. Oklahoma City acquired 3 unprotected first-round picks from the Clippers in this trade: 2022, 2024 and 2026. Leak sources say, plus 2 firsts from Miami 2021 unprotected and 2023 protected 1-14A, and the right to swap picks with the Clips in 2023 and 2025. Staggering. Mark Stein at the Stein Line. For most rivalries to gain real traction, the teams have to meet in the playoffs with a lot on the line. This may be the Clippers vs. Lakers games at
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.